Woe to you, O earth and sea.
It's the Hop Nation
USA Podcast. It's episode 217 of the Hop Nation USA Podcast, and we're here live, as you can tell from the background noise, at the North Hills Homebrew Fest here at the Syria Shrine Pavilion. And we're joined by Chris, who is the head brewer of Penn Brewery. Now, you may be wondering, why is that important? Well, because the winner of the North Hills Homebrew Fest actually gets their beer brewed on a large-scale level by Penn Brewery. So, kind of a dope thing.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
He is the guy that has to take the 5-gallon batches and turn it into a 5-barrel batch.
Right.
Or however big it is, I'm not entirely sure. But you're the one that gets to work that magic. So, Chris, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you already heard my co-host Adam, and I'm Steve.
Yeah,
we're all here.
We kind of forgot to do that part, didn't we?
Yeah, it's whatever. Hey, we're here. We're pouring beers. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of excitement in the air.
They welcomed us back into society.
Yeah, right.
We get to do things again.
We're around more than 3 people at a time, so it's amazing.
It's a nice change of pace.
Yeah. With that, though, we got some beers from the home brewers that are here.
And it's not ours.
Right. Well, none of them are ours. But yeah, let's go around the table and everybody can just kind of introduce the beer that they're drinking and what they like about it.
Actually, I picked up a Shorts beer. Not exactly sure which brewery it was from, but it's a really clean beer. It's got a nice chocolate notes on it, nice roastiness. It's really clean, really crisp lager.
Right on.
Nice.
For myself, I picked up what's called the Happy Jalapeno. It's a jalapeno beer.
Oh.
Who would have thought? News flash on that one. This comes from Steelbridge, a couple of gentlemen from up Cranberry Mars area. They're a couple of tables down from us. A couple of good blokes. It's good beer. I like it. It's a good summer drinker. I mean, it's a hot day today.
Yeah.
So this is a good hot day beer because, number one, it's Spicy Boy Summer.
Yeah.
So you have to have yourself a spicy beer. But what's nice about this is there's a little bit of spice, but you get more of the jalapeno flavor than the spice.
Right.
So if you're into the jalapeno flavor rather than just sort of a heat bomb, a hot day like this, yeah, this is a good beer.
Yeah. I had from our friend Adam Bashline. If you listen to the last episode, you'll know that he has a smoked poblano beer here today. Yeah, that also has a lot of good pepper flavor on it. It's really like vegetal on it.
Yes.
And we've talked before about how like green peppers don't necessarily work in darker beers, but this isn't a darker beer. It's a pretty bright ale, so it works really well together. But that's not the beer I'm drinking currently.
Oh.
The beer I'm drinking currently is from our friend Tom Wagner, who touts himself as Wrenchworks Brewing, but he has a key lime pie New England IPA.
I like most of those words.
Yeah, so do I. It works. Honestly, Adam, you're not a huge fan of IPAs,
I am
but this would probably go pretty good for you because it's a lot more tropical fruit notes than it is, hop bitterness. Again, it's a New England IPA, not a West Coast.
So this is more in line with, say, a Hole Punch series from Hitchhiker.
Right.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I can get on board with that.
Yeah, and it also has like the tartness that you like in sours.
All right. Well, Tom, I'm coming to drink your beer.
I'm coming for you. But yeah, good beers all around so far at the event.
Yes.
Exciting things going on. But we wanted to talk to Chris because, of course, like we already mentioned, the grand prize is brewing at Penn Brewery. And also, why would we pass up the opportunity to talk to somebody from one of the biggest breweries in Pittsburgh area?
One of the biggest, the oldest, the OGs.
Yeah, with a great Oktoberfest. We might get into that a little bit. But
yes, we have our milk jugs at the ready.
Nice. Good.
But part of this, Chris, is you're part of the judging.
Yes.
So we wanted to ask kind of like, what are you looking for in beers at this event? And what do you look for in beers in general?
Me personally, I just look for a nice, right at the start, well-rounded beer. You want something that's nice, not too malty, not too hoppy, right in that middle range, just perfect, easy drinking. And also, you want to make sure that there's nothing, like no off flavors, you know, and that's definitely, you learn as you go. You know, off flavors are going to happen whenever you're a home brewer and all that stuff, and you're just going to learn. And that's one of the fun experiences of the working in a brewery is you learn what things might do or what this might not do. And, you know, that's what I was mainly looking for was good, clean, crisp beers. And there were quite a few of them out there.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Nice. I mean, can you give us the episode isn't going to air till Friday, so can you give us an inside track on some of the beers that stuck out to you so far?
Oh man, so there was I don't know the actual names of them because it just didn't have them, but a few of the lagers really stuck out. Nice, clean, crisp lagers. There was a smoked beer with that little bit of that like jalapeno kind of like peppery kind of taste to it. That one really stuck out really good. That was a really good one. So those were the ones that I really liked.
So when you take these beers from their home brew, most people have brewed either 5 or 10 gallons. When you take them onto the professional system, you know, what does that process involve, and how do you upscale like both malt, but also like if it comes with some sort of additive like the pepper, like you're saying, how do you upscale that properly?
So the first thing I'd probably do is just ask them what's their ingredient bill, what's their malt bill, how much, you know, it's 5 gallons, you know, this, and then, you know, nowadays there's a lot of like apps you can use online or you're on your computer can actually convert that 5 gallon up to, you know, the 3 barrel that we're going to do at Penn Brewery. So yeah, I'll ask the percentage of hops that they're using, or what IBUs that they're going to get, what percentage of malt that they're going to use, and then I can enter that on there, and then it'll convert it for me up to the upscale. Now, if you're really good, yeah, there's mathematical equations and all that stuff. If you want the Siebels and everything, I'm sure you can get all that information. But we'll just use, you know, we'll just upscale it with what I get off the computers and all that stuff.
Okay, cool. And the winning beer, it'll be just on tap, I assume, like at the...
Yep, it'll be on tap, I believe, at our Venio location over at Northside. And then also, I believe, I just heard, actually, I didn't know it'll be at the airport, too.
Oh shit. Awesome. Yeah. That's really cool. That's really cool for somebody.
That is pretty awesome.
You, as a home brewer, you go from, you know, your small kind of exposure that you get from these events to somebody flying in.
Right.
And might just pick your beer up.
I'll admit, if I won, the beers that are here, I know I'm not going to, but if I won, I would book myself a flight somewhere. I'll go to Cleveland. I don't care.
That's how you celebrate your prize.
Right, exactly. I'll fly to Louisville or Cincinnati just to go hang out at the bar there.
Sure. Nothing quite like an airport beer. But
you're right.
It's nothing quite like an airport beer that's your own beer.
And if you can do that at 6:30 in the morning, all the better.
Yes.
All the better.
Have you done that yet, Chris? Have you had Penn Brewery at the airport on your way somewhere?
Oh, many times.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. It's good to have a few beers before you go on that airplane.
That's right. It calms the nerves.
Exactly, yes.
Nice.
So speaking of beers and drinking on a personal level, what kind of beers do you prefer to drink? What do you kind of tend towards? Do you go towards the malt? Do you go towards the hop? If it's you standing at a giant cooler full of beer, what do you tend towards?
Me personally, I like a lager. I like a clean, crisp lager, a nice malty lager, not too hoppy. I mean, we have something called Kaiser Pils. You know, it's kind of like on the mid scale of hoppy. I think it's around like 40 IBUs, so it's kind of like an entry level hoppiness, but it's more on the malty side, sweeter side, and a little bit of hoppiness. I like that kind of style.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're at a homebrew event and we're talking homebrews, but can you tell us about your homebrew experience? How did you get started? What were your first beers? What were your worst beers?
So as crazy as it sounds, I actually never homebrewed.
Okay.
Really? I kind of started working at Penn Brewery back in 2008, so I've been there almost 13 years coming up now.
Yeah.
And I just started working in a bottle shop, and I learned to run the bottling machine, do the kegging, started eventually doing like all the shipping and receiving, did cellar work for a few years, and I just fell in love with the process, and then I wanted to learn how to brew the beer.
Oh, okay.
So then a brewing position opened up, and I started learning how to brew the beer, and I just learned everything after a few years, and then the head brewer position opened up, and I'm still learning. You know, brewing is nonstop learning.
Right.
That's where I've became, you know, the head brewer and just learned and everything.
Yeah.
And that's something that we found out at this homebrew event and other homebrew events is all the brewers say they are all still learning. Everybody is picking up something new, something different. Talking with, different home brewers and stuff like that. There's always that different tweak or twist or something like that. So it's good to hear from me as a home brewer and a rank amateur home brewer, I will add, that even the professionals are still learning. They're still, perfecting their craft. That's excellent to hear.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the market's always changing, and we're always seeing new things come out. I'm sure if Penn brewed some of those goofy-ass, fucking full of banana chunks and fruit chunk fucking beers, somebody would have to learn how to do that.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that's on the docket for you guys, I'm guessing.
No.
But do you have anything coming up that people should be aware of? I mean, and you can get into the Oktoberfest event.
Right now, so we actually have a rye beer, which is called a Rogan beer. I believe it's called in German, so it means rye beer in German. We're just brewing one of those on like a 3-barrel system. And also, we're brewing a California Common.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Those are decidedly uncommon.
Shut up. But they are uncommon. And for those who aren't aware, it's very similar to what Anchor Steam beer is.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's an interesting thing. We did an episode not too long ago with Monday's Brewing, and they had a Kentucky Common. So it's nice to see a lot of resurgence of old styles coming around, and so that's cool.
So one thing I wanted to ask is, with the advent of, some new styles that you're looking into, when you brew a new style, do you have any sort of pilot system that you use, or do you go whole hog and hope for the best with the full-blown system? How do you step into a new beer style that you're not necessarily used to?
So you are correct. If let's say we were to try a new style or something like that on our big system, the smallest we can get is about, let's say 50 half barrels.
Okay.
But on our pilot system, we do have a pilot system. So the smaller barrels on the pilot system is a 3-barrel, and then we have a 10-barrel. So we'll start that process. We'll get together, have an idea, look at the malt bill, look at the hop bill and all that stuff, and then we'll throw it in the 3-barrel. See how it comes out. If it comes out good, we'll go up to the 10-barrel. If we need to tweak something, maybe we'll go to the 10-barrel, but maybe we'll keep it on the 3-barrel and keep on tweaking it. And then we'll go up to that 10-barrel. Eventually, whenever it reaches the 10-barrel, we'll go to the full-blown big system, and we'll go full production on that style.
Right on.
That's awesome.
It's kind of cool to hear about like that stepped process of like, oh, hey, we got it here. Now it works in the tap room. Now it really, really works in the tap room. Oh, we got to put it in fucking bottles now.
Everywhere. So can you tell me what the last one was that went through that process and went from pilot up to full-blown production?
I believe it was our session IPA, actually, which is a refreshing session.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, that one went from the 3-barrel up to the 10-barrel and the full system. And then bottled and everything, its own label and own packaging.
Nice.
Yeah.
So is there one that you're looking to get onto the pilot system now, the one you'd be kind of itching to dig your teeth into?
Not really. No, we're kind of sitting idle right now. We're just churning over that small batch, making sure that whatever we have in that small batch is getting to the tap room at least. And then maybe something sticks, and then we'll just go for it.
Awesome.
We're just kind of working on things.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, one of the other things that's very popular in Pittsburgh is the Oktoberfest event at Penn Brewery. Go ahead and just tell us about tell the people about that. But I mean,
we already know about it.
We know about it. But I do have a question. Can we expect the return of the milk jugs?
Oh yes, sir. Yes, definitely. Oh, the milk jugs are in order. They're coming.
Nice.
They will be there.
Yes.
So for anybody who doesn't know, Oktoberfest is a pretty big event at Penn. They have food. Like they always have food. It's always pretty traditional German style food with sausages and kraut and everything. Yep. But when you do Oktoberfest at Penn Brewery, they don't give you a glass. They give you a nice plastic half-gallon jug of whatever you're looking to put down. So can you tell us what's going to be there? You have the Oktoberfest, obviously.
Oh, we'll have the Oktoberfest. We'll have our Penn Dark, our Dunkel. We'll have our Penn Gold, which is our Helles Lager. We'll have Kaiser there. We'll have probably Penn Weizen, which is our wheat beer. We'll have all the main beers that are like on our main year seasonals or all year round. We'll probably have our seasonal too. We'll have like what's our Oktoberfest, which is our seasonal, and that'll be about it. I don't think we're going to have any small batches really on during that time.
Okay,
just because we don't want the main beers to be on.
Yeah,
but who knows? There might be something on.
Right on. Yeah. So maybe a surprise. Yeah. And when does it occur? Is it just one weekend or is it a couple weekends
It's
this year?
2 weekends. So the first week, so it's usually the last 2 weekends of September, actually. So the first weekend, the first one is the 17th and the 18th, and then the second weekend is the 24th and 25th.
Cool. In September.
Yeah.
Yep. Awesome.
Get your tickets.
Hell yeah.
Show up early, show up often.
Get your dunkel. I love a milk jig dunkel.
Who doesn't?
I don't know. It's just my thing.
No,
know,
I get it.
I know, but it's just like a lot of people go in, they get the Oktoberfest, but I go in strictly for dunkel. That's mine.
I mean, you can have both. They'll sell you both. It's okay. All right. So, Chris, another question. You are a man of the people. You are a beer drinker of the people. If you couldn't drink your own beer here in Pittsburgh, what other breweries do you usually go after?
Oh, boy.
I'm putting you on the spot.
This is on the spot. I really don't have an answer for that.
You can make it up if you want to.
Roundabout. Yeah, they have good. They have good, really good beers there.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
Yeah.
Roundabout is one of those breweries where they're always there, but I can never get to them.
Mm-hmm.
They and this is a me problem, not a their problem. They got bridges and tunnels in the way.
Oh yeah.
They also just don't have the distribution.
Right.
Like I used to drink at Roundabout a good bit way back in the day.
Yeah.
Like I've been there for my birthday.
And I've been there for your birthday.
Yeah. So they have good beers. It's just one of those, again, travel for us.
Yes.
You know, we don't always get down into the city, but when they can get out of the city, we like Hop Farm, and we're so happy to get some Hop Farm distro into our area.
Yes. So yeah, I hope that they are able to either get some distro going or open a second tap room like a mile from my house.
Yeah, we'll
hint,
see.
Hint.
We'll see.
Come on down. We got plenty of room out my way.
So we were talking a little bit about lagers and things like that. It is the new craze. Do you see that continuing on, or do you think people are going to move on to something else? Is it are we starting the cycle again to where we go lagers and then back to IPAs and then back to crazy ass goofy marshmallow shit?
I'm hoping it keeps the lagers. I love lagers, but who knows? I mean, the trend can change any second. I feel like it's going to maybe keep on lagers for a little bit.
I hope so. I hope you're right.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to keep.
And as an aside, crazy ass marshmallow shit, great band name.
Yeah. at least an album name.
Absolutely. Yeah, we need to make that happen.
Very late. Awesome. Well, I mean, I think we got as much as we could out of you, Chris. I don't know. Is there anything else that you want to promote or talk about? Do you have a social media that you want to direct people towards?
Any questions back to us?
No, just thank you for having us. I'm glad we can have the winner of the VIP and brew at Penn Brewery. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to brew with them, whoever it is.
So when that happens, when should we, the consumer, expect to see that beer on tap?
Oh boy, I don't have a good answer for that. It's going to be whenever we're busy right now because of Oktoberfest coming up. We have Saint Nick coming around the corner, our block, so we're brewing that nonstop. So.
Maybe a January?
Yeah, probably around there.
So you heard it here first, January 16th, 2022.
There you go.
3 p.m.
Sure, yeah. Put a real pin in that.
Yeah, it's real easy to take back out.
But, yeah. And then also check out SyriaShriners.org. I'm sure they'll have the winner of the actual beer. We don't know who the winner is at this moment, but I'm sure they'll announce who it is. But, thanks again for coming on, Chris. Thanks for talking beer with us and, telling us all the things going on at Penn Brewery. And check out the Penn Brewery IPA. I know I said a lot about the Dunkel, but I also like the IPA. It's super fresh and clean.
Yeah, I'm a Penn Weizen guy. What can I say? I'm a Penn Weizen guy.
It's good beer.
That's what I do. So, thank you very much, Chris. We'll be off mic, and we're going to talk beers a little bit more. All right. That way we can start talking names and stuff like that people don't need to hear about. All right, we will be right back. First Sip Brew Box is a one-of-a-kind subscription service for craft beer lovers based right here in Pittsburgh. Every month, First Sip will send you a box full of craft beer enthusiast essentials, including t-shirts, glassware, and even food. Right now, our friends at First Sip Brew Box have an offer for you. Just sign up for a 3-month subscription and get your 4th month free. Just enter the code HOPUSA when you sign up at firstsipbrewbox.com. That's HOPUSA at checkout to get your 4th month free at firstsipbrewbox.com. Welcome back, everybody. This is still coming to you live from the North Hills Homebrew Fest. It's Adam. I'm here, but Steve isn't here. He's gone off the wheels. He's doing, I don't know, he's actually just over pouring beer right over next to us. But I am happy to have a new co-host coming in.
It's me.
It's Kelsey. Kelsey is here.
I am.
Thank you for coming and rescuing me.
You're so welcome. It looked like you needed it after segment 1.
But yes, it is Kelsey and I for segment 2. So we are here. We are going to drink beer. Who would have thought?
Oh my gosh, we're going to have beer at a homebrew festival?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Who knew?
And since we're here drinking beer, we figure we may as well bring some homebrews on and talk to the people that brewed them.
Yes.
The creators, the generators, the ones that are making things happen. So we have 2 brewers here. We have Dave. Dave, say hello to all the people.
Hi, how are you?
And we have Jim. What's up? And Jim is from Doortop Brewing, and Dave comes from Tapmoor Brewing.
Correct.
Ooh.
So I'll start with you, Dave. Dave, where are you from? What did you bring? Is this your first time here? Give us a little bit of a rundown
Yes,
of your brewing operation and things like that.
Mine and my partner, Dan Moore, my last name's Tappy, his last name's Moore. So
Perfect.
we put the 2 together, it's Tapmoor Brewing.
Perfect.
I'm here for that.
We've only been brewing about a year or so, and we have a garage in Dormont that we've totally transformed into a brewery.
Oh, fantastic.
There's not even a garage door, it's actually a man door on it. So we go in, it's like our clubhouse. And started just as something that we were talking about doing as a hobby. So this is our first competition ever. So we didn't know what to expect.
Nice.
That's nice.
We've had a lot of friends tell us, "Oh, your stuff's good, but you can't go by what your friends say."
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
We wanted to bring it out, and I would love for someone to tell me, like, yes, really good, or no, guess what, this is disgusting. Like,
Well, now
honesty is the best policy, right?
we have 2 neutral palates for you to
Yes.
try yours.
And I
to
really-
try 3 neutral palates.
Yes.
I'm
That's
sorry,
right.
Jim. I
Bingo.
didn't mean to exclude
I'd
you.
love everyone to be as honest as possible.
try your stuff,
Because we're the new guys. You know what I mean? We haven't been doing it that long. so.
Sure. So let's get into the beer. What
Yeah.
beer did you bring on the show? What are we drinking? What's the story behind it?
This is a rye PA, and we got all the grains local up in Butler, PA from C&C Malts.
Yes.
I can throw a name out there. but,
CNC, they're friends of the show as well.
If everybody knows who they are, great guy. He's awesome. So local rye PA, it's about 5.1%. We do all grain also. We
Okay.
don't do extract, it's all grain. This is just a regular, typical IPA with Nelson Sauvin hops, which is a little bit more. It's a little more bitter for even my flavor, but you know, my buddy Dan likes the bitter. This is made from cocoa wheat cereal.
Okay. Which one is it? Is this a new one?
This is 7.7%.
Okay.
Cocoa wheat cereal with a little bit of barley in it, flaked barley, and then we use fresh blueberries.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like a chocolate blueberry wheat.
All right.
7% beer, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And this just kind of came about almost as a joke. Like, can we brew with cocoa wheats? Because we've only been doing it a year, so we're like, is it possible? So, and I think that one turned out pretty good.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Well, let's pour them up and
Yeah.
let's take a look.
Yep.
All right. So first on the list, we're going to try the rye PA. That's rye IPA for those not in the know. What was the name of this one again?
We called it Rye Baby.
Rye Baby.
Rye Baby. I love it.
I like it.
And it's only like 5.1%, so it's pretty drinkable. It's a nice summertime kind of, for us, I guess.
So on the nose, it's definitely got a good bright nose to it. It smells like an IPA.
It does.
Yeah.
But it smells refreshing.
It does. It does. I like where this is going.
Yes, as do I.
Take a sip, let's see.
All right.
Yeah, it's nice. It has that nice rye bite to it.
Yeah,
It's good.
That's what we kind of liked about it. It had a little bit more of like a kickback with the rye.
Yep.
So
Oh my.
Ooh, there it is.
Yeah. Yep. I hate
Yeah,
it.
it's nice.
thank you.
I hate it.
When Adam says he hates it, he means he really likes it.
Yes.
Yeah, because like I said, if you did hate it, I would really want you to say like, "Whoa, this ain't for me."
Yeah.
Because we could always go back to the scrapbook and you know.
Now, here's the thing. I am 100% not an IPA drinker.
Okay.
I hate IPAs.
Okay.
So for me, hating it, that's a good thing.
Okay.
Yes. It means that it's like it lives in that IPA family enough where Adam's like, nah.
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And this definitely goes down the path of a West Coasty.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it's got that coating, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It sticks
does.
around.
It does, but I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
like in an IPA whenever it's not so saturated with hops that you can actually taste some of the grain character, which
That's what I like.
is
too.
nice.
We try and keep the hops down to, I mean, not a minimum, but like we do usually 5-gallon brews, between 5 and 10-gallon brews at a time, depending on what we're going for. Most of the time for a 5-gallon brew, it's like 4 to 6 ounces of hops total.
Right
I
on.
mean, it's not a whole
It's good.
lot. Yeah, I mean, depending on what we're brewing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So just out of curiosity, not that the number matters, but do you know what the IBUs on this one
I
was?
don't know what the IBUs are. We're not, I mean, we have like the hydrometer to test that. but we're not
Gotcha.
that far in.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie.
Yet. I like that you said yet, though,
Yes.
because
We're moving forward. We're moving forward. Yeah, we're
Good.
starting to look for now like commercial property.
Oh, yeah?
We'd like to move into a building and make it a little
Excellent.
more full-time job, but at the moment it's just we're still learning too.
Mm-hmm.
so you said that you're in Dormont, right?
Yes.
So how close will you be to Back Alley Brewing once they open?
So Back Alley Brewing is opening up right on like West Liberty. They're about 3 blocks away from where we're.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Like,
a little.
we weren't technically looking to stay in Dormont because we don't really. I mean, we want to compete, but we don't want to like move in next to another brewery.
Right.
Either, so.
Right. All right. I just wasn't sure.
You're just asking for yourself so that you can give yourself a real quick brewery tour.
You know, I am asking for myself. I live in the South Hills, so I live in
Well,
Bethel Park.
I live
so
in Beachview,
okay,
like,
so yeah,
he lives in Dormont, so we brew at his house. And
right. So I'm always looking for like.
You can always come and hang out at the garage with us. Like.
All right, then.
I will take you up on that.
We usually have like a Friday night party where we're drinking our own beer. And
Sold.
having people over. We're both musicians. We both play music. So,
Nice.
it's a lot of music and a lot of drinking beer, a lot of fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Can't go wrong.
I'm,
Yeah, right.
I'm coming over.
Good. Come on. And our wives are on board with what we're doing, which is even better.
Perfect.
Yes.
You start to hit
That's
your 40s.
that's the
and
win.
It is.
It's like, is this a midlife crisis? Like,
What
it
is
might
going-
be, but as long as we're giving you the okay
Yep.
to buy some more equipment and more
Yeah.
grains and more this, then we're good. So, yeah.
I'm here for it.
Good.
All right.
So on this beer, it's called the Rye Baby. Is there any story behind the name itself, or it's just a good name?
Yeah, using mostly all rye as the grain.
Okay.
I was trying to think of some kind of pun. Or,
Makes sense.
Yeah, rye baby, cry baby. I like
yeah,
it.
I like.
Yeah.
something to catch your attention.
Yeah. I'm here for it. All right.
So I'll admit I need a palate cleanser. This is a personal problem. This is a me problem.
I don't need a palate cleanser because I'm going to finish this right now.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome.
But
Oh, yeah, mine's been gone.
so you'll find that as you're on the show more and more, that becomes a problem. Whenever you find a good beer, it goes by way too quick.
Yeah.
Way too quick.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I need a palate cleanser. Let's get into this this blueberry. What was it? Choco wheat.
Cocoa wheats.
The
Cocoa
cocoa
wheat.
wheat.
Cereal
Okay.
from the 80s that my mom used to buy it all the time. And like I said, jokingly, I said, I wonder if we can actually brew with this because it is a wheat. It's like an oatmeal.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely different than anything I've ever tasted. But it's weird. And
That's cool. I like
That
it.
is.
it's 7.7%, so it's a tough.
Dang.
It doesn't taste like it.
No, it does not. No, it
No, I
does
would think
not.
it's in the 5 range. That's nice.
It's almost 8%, so it's deceivingly. For me, I can only drink like 1 or 2. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm an IPA guy, but by heart. So
So I will say that I like the nose on this one as well. It's very inviting. Kind of tells you what you're going to be getting into with the fruit and the blueberry. I like that. I like that. So because we had talked about the taste already, but we hadn't really talked about the nose. So
Yeah.
I had to throw that in there. I like it. No, this is another good one.
thank you, appreciate it.
What do you think?
Oh yeah, I like it. I like whenever a fruit beer is not absolutely blasted with fruit to the point where it's
Same.
sludge.
Same.
I mean, don't get me wrong; those are tasty, but this is on a hot summer day like this. This is hitting the spot.
And
Absolutely.
we did use fresh blueberries. It wasn't like a puree or anything like that. So we actually mashed them with fresh blueberries. So
Nice. Just out
Nice.
of curiosity, do you know how many pounds of blueberries you used?
it was a 5-gallon batch. And I think we only used like 3 pounds of blueberries. It wasn't a whole lot. I mean, it's a lot, but it's not like we didn't want to overkill it with
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, you definitely got the flavor
We
out
were
of it.
trying to balance the cocoa and the blueberries out kind of from each other, so which is the hardest thing to do. I mean, you know, right?
When you said that you only put 3 pounds of blueberries in, I was so surprised because I didn't think you could use that little fruit to get that much flavor in there. But maybe, I guess I just don't know much about mashing fruit into the brewing process.
So we didn't either, in all honesty. Like it was just something we tried, and we knew we didn't want to overpower the blueberry flavor with the chocolate flavor. We were going for chocolate covered blueberries, really.
Yeah.
To try and balance it out, but so we just said 3 pounds sounded pretty good. We were looking online, and there were some different recipes and ratios of people that brew with,
Nice.
That was the first time we've ever used fruit bowl. So.
All right. I'm like, the more I drink this, I'm just so surprised that it's over 7% because I feel like this is going down real smooth. It's perfect for a hot day like today. Like, is anyone else feeling that way, or am I just crazy?
I think using the natural sugar from the fruit, plus
Definitely.
The cocoa wheat itself has a lot of sugar in it with the cereal, so I think it just pulls itself out. And when you're mashing out or whatever, it just pulls so much sugar out. I checked it like 3 times because I was like, this is way too smooth to be like, most 7 or 8%ers are you'll feel it like.
Oh yeah.
Taste it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was pretty impressed myself, believe it or not.
Well, nice work on this one.
Agreed. Agreed. So you had one more that you snuck up on us here.
Yes, this is just a regular. This is actually one of the first IPAs that we did.
Okay.
And it's like the 3rd time that we've made it. We're kind of trying to still perfect it a little bit, but
Right on.
it's more of like a West Coast hazy style. It's got a little bite to it. If you're not an IPA fan, it's good.
What are you laughing at, Kelsey?
Just your face.
Yeah, it's nice.
Jim, let's talk about
I
that.
definitely get some of the bitterness, a little bit of sweetness too.
It's a
It's
little more
nice.
bitter, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what my partner Dan Moore likes. He's more of the bitter style, I guess. Like West Coast, he loves West Coast IPAs. So we were trying to go for something a little more bite instead of fruitiness, like citrus or
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how we came up with that, and that's about 6%. So that's a typical. In my mind, 6 to 7% is a typical IPA nowadays. I would think so. I mean, so that hits it about 6%.
All right.
I could see this as
Yeah, it's nice. It's balanced bitterness with some of the fruitiness and everything. It's
Yeah,
not like stabbing your tongue with the
Right,
bitterness.
right.
It's balanced.
and I thank you for
nice.
that.
No, thank you. I like the honesty. This is good.
This would be a good beer. If you're an IPA drinker, this would be a good beer to be drinking while you're standing at the grill.
Yeah.
Standing at the
yeah.
grill, flipping some meats, having yourself a time.
Yeah.
Got this off to the side.
Yeah.
You'll be doing all right.
Like, I want this next weekend when I'm hosting our draft party,
Yes.
and I'm going to be grilling some brats.
Yes.
Stop by Dormont. We have another keg of that actually coming off next week. It'll be fresh as can be.
Maybe.
Nice.
I will.
Excellent.
Maybe I will.
She'll do it too. I've seen it.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah,
New friends.
Next weekend, Labor Day is a big one. So.
Podcast brings new friends and new beers.
So now we get to turn the tables. Jim, you have had the pleasure of trying other people's beers. Now you get the pleasure of having other people try your beers.
Uh-oh.
You are now on the clock, Jim.
Nice.
So, from door top, what are we drinking? What are we drinking? What do we got? What do we got going here?
So what we have today is, we're calling it One Beer, is the name of the beer.
Okay.
It is a German Pilsner.
Yes.
And a little bit about us for those who don't know us. We're from Latrobe. It's myself and my 2 buddies, Kevin and Kevin, which is really easy to remember.
Jim and the Kevins.
That's
Got it.
right. That's right. And this particular beer, we were just throwing around names, ideas and whatnot. And there's that George Thorogood song, "One bourbon, one scotch, one beer."
Yeah.
So we
Oh,
said,
yes.
this is just a beer drinker's beer. So that's
All
what we
right.
went with.
Awesome.
Sweet.
So yeah, German Pilsner on a hot day.
All right.
Can't beat that, I feel like.
You cannot.
Refreshing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah?
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the percent on this? Do you know? Is it?
So this one's 5.3%.
Nice.
I'm happy with how it turned out, because with lagers it's difficult. You have to give them the right temperature and right time to keep the yeast happy. Otherwise, you end up with some off flavors, which I've had in the past. I've had some that have turned out to be diacetyl butter bombs.
The ultimate.
Yeah,
Been there myself.
Oh yeah. But this one, we gave it the proper time, the proper treatment, and it turned out pretty nice. I'm happy with the hop aroma on it. We use traditional German hops, Hallertau and Tettnang. And yeah, just gave it its proper time. It's not a true to form, if you want to nitpick, German Pilsner, because we technically used Bohemian Pilsner malt, but
we won't tell anybody.
We don't have to tell everybody
No.
on the podcast or anything like that. So,
no one needs to know.
yeah, that's a secret. That's a Hop Nation USA secret.
How will they know? They're not going to know.
So, on the homebrew level, lagering, how are you able to perform a good lagering in terms of temperature control and time and things like that? What is your process on a homebrew level
Oh,
to be
that's
able
a
to
great
do that?
question.
I'm not just here to look good.
Obviously. We're here to learn.
That's right.
Yeah. So, generally, what you want to do to avoid some of those off flavors I was talking about, you want to give it a longer boil to ensure that you're going to get rid of some of those off flavors. But especially the big off flavors come from if the yeast is unhappy. You want to keep the yeast happy, and with lager yeast, you want to keep it at a lower temperature. Give it its proper time to work. Without stressing it out. So you need temperature control for your fermentation. Slowly rise it up by a few degrees here and there until you bring it up to a warm enough temperature to give it diacetyl rest. Diacetyl is that component that gives you that buttery popcorn flavor. Which, like I said, I've ended up with those in the past. And I feel like this is kind of the first lager that I've, I guess you could say, kind of nailed for not having off flavors, which is nice. But
it is really.
But yeah, that temperature control is important. And you were talking about how you have glycol for your setup.
Yes, we have a glycol chiller, and what it does is when you put it in your fermenters, like I have 4 fermenters that I think they're 17 gallons each, can hold up. Our system can do up to 20 gallons at a time.
Oh, okay.
And you lose so much during the boil and during the sparging and everything else that basically we get about 17. We can do up to 17 gallons. So we have the control tops on each one of them where our glycol chiller can actually control all 4 at one time. So I've never done like a German lager yet, but if I did, we would have the capacity to either raise the temp or lower the temp, whatever we have to do to get the right fermentation. Right?
Wow.
Yeah, and I absolutely love that you've been using the word "yet" again and again. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Yet.
Oh yeah.
Because there's more. There's always more.
We're constantly online. We got books. We're constantly reading new recipes, trying new things. We're not afraid to jump in feet first, I guess, if you want to say. So we know we're close, like with the stuff that we're doing, but I still think that there's always room for.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what's important with this stuff. There was a time where I thought I was really learning a lot with this brewing stuff, and then whenever I really started diving in, I realized that I know nothing.
Exactly.
The more I learn, the less I actually believe that I know.
Exactly. There's so much to know.
There's always that threshold moment.
It's just something you have to just keep actively pursuing.
Yes. It's true. Because we thought we'd be able to walk right in and just brew. I mean, the first time we ever did it, of course, that's what, they make it look easy, but we're almost a little over a year into it. Every time we get together, it's something else or something new, or we're buying something else for the brewery to make it easier or better or whatever,
So you've only been doing this a little over a year then. So was this like a quarantine COVID project that you took up? Okay.
So
Yes.
all right. Me and Dan Moore are like best friends. We've been friends for years. And his job kind of not went under, but once quarantine hit, like he got laid off, I got laid off. We had like 3 or 4 months off, and he was like, we should be doing something. He was like, I've never had this much time off in my life. And I was like, want to brew beer? Like, I was like, well, we love to drink.
Right.
Yeah.
We just hang out and drink beer. So, we just started and like he said, the more you get into it, it becomes almost like an obsession. Like,
Oh yeah.
the more we can't wait for like brew days. We're like, brew day, yes.
Right.
Or even like when we're pulling it off into the kegs, like, oh, we can drink this tomorrow or whatever. It's like, it's exciting.
So what was the first beer that you ever brewed on your own? Like, what was your recipe?
It was this IPA right here.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So we're still trying to perfect it and still trying to,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Every time we have it, it's a little different. Like I said, we have one coming off this weekend. It's pretty much the same exact beer, but we're cold crashing now. I don't know if anyone knows what that means, but so this is a little more hazy than now we're cold crashing to get a bunch of the gunk out. It filters it more down to the bottom of the fermenter. We can pull out. We're learning techniques like that now. We're learning how to dry hop now. Like we've never done that before. This is the first time we dry hopped. So, there's just a world of brewing that.
Oh yeah. Just like Jim said, there's a lot of times where you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
Yeah, it's funny actually. The Kevins, plural, and I were talking on the way to the fest today actually about how we were going to see some familiar faces, but also we had a feeling that there were going to be some brewers out there who kind of took this up over COVID, and we were kind of interested to meet some of those people. I'm glad
There we go.
I'm glad we bumped into you today.
Good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's nice meeting everybody.
Heck
This is a great event for us because, like I said, most of the people that have had our stuff was either friends or family, and of course they're going to tell you what you want to hear.
Right.
Now you have a room of like 20 plus discerning palates,
Exactly.
plus other people who have come.
Yeah.
That's what I told Dan. I said we need to start doing stuff like. I think we're ready now to, because we could, like I was telling Jim here, we can get a brew out in like 10 days. So.
It's time to start throwing yourself to the wolves.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, what do we got to lose?
For sure. And that's what's so cool about these events is I've met so many really awesome people, networked, made great relationships with people, bounced ideas off of each other. I've learned probably more through the relationships that I've met at these beer fests than anything else. That was my biggest thing. I mean, I guess it would have been our second beer fest we went to. We got real tight with the guys from Union Brothers. I don't know if
Oh yeah.
I think the listening Hop Nation USA is familiar with those guys for sure. But
They've gotten my money before.
yeah, yeah, they're awesome. Guy who's here today, Bash Brew. Shout out Bash Brew.
Shout out to Bash Brew.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Nice.
Yeah, so many cool people. Shout out Bobby Nacho. Shout out Justin Goodfellow. A lot of really cool people. And I wouldn't be where I am with the beer without them. So
Awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. And to anybody listening that has thought about getting into home brewing, Kelsey is raising her hand.
Raising my hand. I've thought about it. I've brewed once with you guys.
And that's our fault for not bringing you back.
Yeah, well,
Because
what did
we-
I do wrong?
Nothing, because we get
like
in-
I just watched and helped.
Because we get into one track mind and like, oh, let's brew beer. And then
Oh yeah. Well, you just drink beer. You know?
No.
We listen to music and drink beer on our downtime.
That's what it's all about.
Yep. So, thank you guys for coming on the show, sharing your experiences. Is there anything else? Any shout outs? Any social media feeds?
I gave my shout outs.
Let's do it.
Oh no, I already
ready.
did. You heard them.
Oh, okay.
Any social media we should be
where can
following?
people find
Where can
you?
we find you?
Oh yeah. So we're on social media at Doortop Brewing on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook as well. We haven't really been active at all because leading up to COVID, we were ramping up, and it kind of looked like we were gonna, we were pursuing a few things, looking into possibly opening a brewery, and COVID kind of crushed that. So for now, I mean, we're just having fun. This is a hobby for us, and it's the funnest thing. So for now, that's what we're doing. We're chilling. We're brewing beer. We're hanging out with friends. That's what it's all about for us.
Well,
But
that's pretty much
there's a lot of
what-
good opportunity for people like yourself, man.
That's pretty much where we're at too, since we've only been doing it like a year. Like, we actually didn't like LLC our name or anything yet, or so we didn't really throw it out there on like Facebook or anything yet, just because like we're actually looking for a building to try and move into soon, eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not soon within the next 6 months, but eventually that's pretty much our goal is to open a brewery.
Awesome.
Even if it's just a small local little.
Do it.
You
Yeah.
know, why not, right?
Yeah.
At this point. So
In the future, are there any future homebrew events that you guys are looking to attend for the listeners that could come find you? Anything coming up in the next couple of months?
it's actually another homebrew event in Greensburg coming up.
Greensburg Craft Beer Week, Homebrew and Chill. We will be there. I will see you there.
I think we're going to try and go there as long as all the dates work out right. 'cause,
Do it.
Yeah.
And what are the dates on
I
those
think
for
it's
our listeners?
September 24th, something like that. I'm pulling up my calendar right now. It's on a Sunday.
It's on a Sunday, yeah.
Homebrew and Chill, Sunday, September 19th. Be there or be square. 2 to 6 p.m.
Okay, great.
Be there or be square.
Love it. Listeners, I'm sure,
It's-
can use their favorite search engine to
Yeah, it's
look
it's
it up.
going to be at All Saints in Greensburg.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a lot of cool people there. It's always a good time.
Awesome.
Well, it sounds like we're going to have two cool homebrewers there. So
Yes, absolutely.
get your tickets now for that next event.
Awesome.
Yes. So, guys, thank you for coming on the
Yes,
show. I
thank you
greatly
so much.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you, guys.
Having us. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out, y'all make some good beer.
You guys make some delicious beer.
Who
so
would've
thought?
Thank you.
nice work.
So, thank you again, and we will be right back.
Hey everyone, my name is Drew and I host a podcast called Dudes with Brews on a Porch where we let the drinks flow and the conversations go. Each and every week, me and a friend of mine, we sit down, we try a different craft brew, usually from the state of Wisconsin, and we just sit down and have a conversation. We talk about all aspects of life. Once a month, we talk about paranormal stuff, and we always have a good time. You can find our show, Dudes with Brews on a Porch, on iTunes, Google Play, and anywhere else you find your podcasts. Grab a cold one and hang out with us each and every week right here on the porch.
It's still episode 217 of the Hop Nation USA podcast, and we're still live at the Syria Shriners Pavilion at the North Hills Homebrew Fest. And we have two more home brewers joining the show. But on top of that, we also have guest host Katie.
What up, Trix?
Katie is hungover and sassy.
I'm coming down. I took like some B vitamins and stuff, and I've had some food and some water, so I'm good. I'm functioning.
Okay, that's great. Glad to have you here. We have some hair of the dog for you anyway.
I had some.
Yeah, we have some more too.
Yay.
Because we have two homebrewers and we have their beers. So whoever wants to go first, feel free to introduce yourself, your brewery name, and what your beer is.
I'm Tom, 60 South Homebrewing, and the beer I brought in is Tiki Modern. It's a pale ale hopped with Citra and Sabro hops.
Nice.
Thanks.
My name is Jesse, at Posset Brewing. The beer that I brought over is a Schwartz beer, which is a black lager with Munich and Pilsner malt with Hallertauer Mittelfrüh and Tettnanger hops.
Nice. So I actually kind of want to start with a Schwartz beer because I've already had it. So I want to remark on it because it was similar to the beer we had very last episode from Weeping Radish. There was also a Schwartz beer. There was their Black Radish.
Yeah.
You have achieved basically the same thing at a homebrew level, which is really impressive. It's a super clean drinking beer. You get the clean lager crispness through it, but you also get a little bit of that roast. So,
yeah, it was something I brewed once before that turned out well, and I think probably trying to bring that roastedness down a little bit this time, and I'm ecstatic on how it turned out. It was it's a fairly simple beer at the base. It's not like a stout or a porter it is in appearance, but it's actually a fairly simple beer.
Right on. And then Tommy, we have this Sabro. I actually don't think I've ever had a Sabro hop beer yet, so I'm going to try this one.
I really couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I haven't had many of them. This one I got from Yakima Valley. Great hop. The Sabro really carries through on it and brings out like a super pineapple and coconut type flavor and aroma. And I freaking love this beer, man. It's so good.
Was that your motivation, that you haven't seen a lot of them, so you felt like inspired to create it?
No, it was I had Sabro hops, and I had to figure out how to use Sabro hops.
Right on.
Yeah, Yakima Valley
Okay.
does this great hop box subscription. They
Yeah.
send you 8 random hops once every quarter.
Oh.
So I was like, all right, they sent me Citra and Sabro. I got to figure out how to use Citra and Sabro.
Okay.
And they combine beautifully, I think.
Yeah, no, it's good.
It's a great beer. It's like a home version of Chopped. They send you mystery ingredients and you got to go with it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And like
Yeah.
that's the fun of it. That's the challenge is like, let me take these things I've never used before and figure out how to make it work in beer.
Yeah.
That's how I feel with my CSA. I'm like, okay, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with beets and corn, but here we are.
I will say, though, that you're absolutely right. Like, on the back end of this beer, it is a lot of pineapple and coconut flavor. I'm super surprised by that. There is, I don't know, Sabro has been a polarizing hop from everything I've read. Not everybody gets into it,
Yeah.
but also coconut is a polarizing flavor.
I am typically an anti-coconut human, but this actually is not overwhelming for me.
And I think it's mostly because it's achieved not through actual coconut.
Yeah.
Because coconut, especially in beers, I think carries through a lot. Like usually if there's coconut, you know there's coconut there. But this is just, it's all hop derived, and I think it expresses itself beautifully.
Which of the hops does bring that coconut out?
It's the Sabro.
I've been able to pull a lot of different flavors out of some hops. I've not tried that one though. I might have to throw that into the mix here.
Yeah, the Sabro itself just brings a lot of that tropical and coconut flavor. Yeah.
It's a relatively new hop, too, because I think it was like 2018 that it first kind of came out. as like with a name.
Is it got like a parent hop? Is it
not that I really know of. I'm sure it has some sort of parent strain, but I don't know that much about hops.
Yeah.
But
I have no idea.
Yeah, the first I heard about it being used, it was used in a blend for a Pink Boot Society beer. So, yeah, that's the first I heard of it, and I heard that it had coconut notes. But honestly, it's fucking 3 years later, and I still haven't. It's just now that I'm getting a beer that actually features it well. So, but yeah, good job with that. Thank you.
It's a great beer.
Yeah.
Very great beer.
Yeah, great beer from Tommy and great beer from Posset. So you guys are both new to you guys are both new to the competition scene. Tommy, we're talking like, this is your second competition, and you've only done one.
Yep.
So can you tell us like kind of the things you've experienced so far, being at this is one of the first kind of beer homebrew competitions. What have you learned? What have you met from people? Have you gotten good feedback so far?
Yeah, I guess I'll start. Biggest thing I've learned so far today, at least, is have a nice display so people want to come see your beers. Also, bigger font on your beer list because people really can't read. Not just when they're sober, but also when they're drunk. It makes it very difficult. Those are the biggest things so far to me, is at least presentation. It really matters here. Even as someone who's just a homebrewer, like, I like my beers and I like drinking my beers, but other people, they don't know me, they don't know who I am. So you got to kind of present yourself as almost a brand or a brewery over here. Yeah. That's one thing especially today, I've really picked up on.
Yeah.
And as far as the beer goes, like, I brew the stuff I like. That's not necessarily a competition or a festival beer, but sometimes, people they pick it up and they like it.
Right on.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. The one thing, coming to this competition, I did it as a way just to have some fun. And last minute, it was like, well, are you going to have any signs or anything like that? I'm like, I didn't even know. I had to come up with names for these things that I just Googled while I had on my lunch break. And, and some of them come out try to be funny, but for the most part, it's just beers that I like, and the display element. The next time I do it, I will certainly do that, because I agree. I've had so many questions. What's a Schwartz beer? People have passed it up because they don't know how to pronounce it. They can't read it, and trying to explain it in a way that it makes it appealing has drawn some people. As I've explained it to them, they says, "Okay, I want to try it," and then says, "Oh, it's very good." But they were scared of the dark beers because a lot of people just don't like dark beers.
Yeah,
it's not Schwartz beer. I brought a Keller beer today. Like, no one knows what those are. Right. Like, I've done years and years of reading and like looking into.
I want to try your Keller beer. I want to try one.
It's great.
I personally have just spent a shit ton of time in Germany, so
that's me too.
all I have.
Like, I kind of know that stuff, but it's like I've read about it so long. But like other people, they know IPA, they know sour, they know like kind of the bare bones of craft beer. You get really into the weeds on it, like we do. People they just don't know.
Yeah. I made an Eisbock this past year.
Ooh.
Out of a Doppelbock. And I haven't tried it yet, but it came out like syrup at the end.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
It should be about 16 or 17%, I think.
So hold out for December.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, there's more homebrew competitions coming, so there you go. But yeah, something to what you guys are speaking to is at this event, the people who are coming to this event are kind of laymen in a way. They know that they like beer, but they don't know the specifics into like these deep German styles or specific hops or anything like that. And the other thing is, I guess you guys are learning that to put some signage, some description. You see a lot of the old homebrewers here who've been doing it a while. They have deep descriptions about their beers. They have all kinds of signage. They got banners. They got all this
next to me, Wrenchworks. He's got like a full like motorcycle setup on his welding cart. It's the coolest tap setup I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, Tom.
It's just like, it's awesome.
Yeah, Tom fucking rules, and he's a longtime friend of the show.
Oh, is that Tom?
Yeah. Tom does Wrenchworks, and
Tom, who always wins everything.
Yeah, so we
didn't win this year.
We have a little homebrew tasting club, and he's won it a number of years in a row.
Yeah.
But he also does like a lot of hot rod stuff. So like he welded all that together, so he knows what he's doing.
That's really badass, though. I didn't know he does that too.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah, he's rebuilding the hot rod, so
good for him.
But
I saw a photo of that the other day on Facebook or something, and I wanted to check it out because it looked like there was all these little contraptions. I don't know if they're just just for looks or they're functional. I saw it earlier. I said I have to get over and check it out just to see what it looks like.
Yeah. So now you guys are learning to find the thing to bring other people in. Where I can look right across the table and I can see Glenshaw Brewing, all the way on the other side of the building.
Yeah.
And they have like a full table of like old German style with like hops all over the table, and they have steins for sale.
Oh.
So yeah, they have a lot going on. Everybody has their thing, so you just find your niche. Our thing is we have a podcast.
Yeah. Well, that's like we were talking to the door top guys, and he was like standing there reading the sign that we have on the front of our tap list, and it's like descriptions of the beer, and it's like I put a lot of thought into it and like trying to make it all nice, and then everyone's just like walking up and squinting at it and like trying to read it, and he was like, you got to do it more like us, we got the chalkboard down there. I was like, yeah, I can read your tap list from here. It's presentation matters a lot at something like that.
But the other thing is too many people are crowding up towards the table, or if you're already pouring for somebody and I'm standing 6 feet behind them, I want to be able to see what you have from that 6 feet back.
Right.
So like that,
you don't always want to wait. I mean, not that it's a huge festival or competition or anything, but it's like, you always go a table down, get a beer now.
Yeah.
You just won't come back to me.
I've never even been to one as a spectator, so this is my first on both accounts. I wasn't even sure what to expect.
Wow,
I didn't know how large it was going to be, but like you said, first time you get the sense of it. Next time it'll be a little bit more prepared.
Right on.
Okay, so you've not been to a beer festival or not to a homebrew?
Not a homebrew one.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, the beer festivals are usually the larger scale ones. But they got marketing departments anyway, so.
Right, yeah. How long actually have you, obviously new to the competition, but how long have you guys actually been brewing?
I've been brewing for about 6 years now.
Right on.
I'm trying to think. About that, 2014-ish.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah, I started with ciders because I know a guy who has an orchard, and he gave me just a ton of cider, and I was interested in it. But then it was like, okay, this is just too much fun. I'm gonna take off, and then quickly did the extracts and everything, like how most people get into, and then you can't stop after that.
Yeah, that's how it goes for a lot of people. And then you wind up building some motorcycle rig as a tap.
Exactly.
Then you get into triple decoctions, and it's all downhill from there.
I want to try that.
It's the longest brew day of your life, but it's great.
Yeah.
So you're speaking of triple decoction, but what kind of brew setups do you guys have currently? Like, are you on all electric? Are you on turkey burners? What are you guys doing for brewing?
I'm on the gravity, the cooler gravity fed system with little upgrades here and there. I did upgrade on my burner, so it's like a 200,000 BTU burner, which makes life a lot easier. But for the most part, it's just a simple gravity system right now because I can do it, and it's cheap, and it works out. But seeing all of the other systems they have with all the pump fed, and there's a wish list growing.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Right now, it's a kind of a custom setup with a Bayou Classic kettle, 10-gallon brew in a bag, all electric, 240 volt setup. But yeah, I mostly brew in a bag, and then when I want to get real fancy with it, I'll pull out a smaller induction kettle and do decoction type stuff.
Right on. How many beers have you decocted?
At least half a dozen.
Yeah.
That was within the past year. I think the first one I did was probably just a single decoction Pilsner. And then I've stepped it up. Triple decocted Czech Pils, triple decoction, Doppelbock, and kind of stuff like that. What I brought today was a double decoction, and that turned out real nice.
I
I'm
ain't got that
stopping
yet.
over. Because everything I've read, before I go and spend my entire weekend doing a decoction mash, it's. Some people say, oh no, everything's so modified now that it doesn't work. Other people say you still have to do it because it gives it a lot of flavor. And I've not done it because I just don't want to spend the time. And I can use like a melatonin malt and still get a decent body out of it. But
you can get around it with malt. But from my experience, there's nothing like a triple decocted beer.
Yeah.
And a lot of the Pilsner malt I use is the Weyermann Barquet Pils, which is the traditional unmodified malt. So you really pick up a lot more from doing those decoctions with that kind of malt.
Nice.
Yeah, I've never actually talked to somebody who's actually done it, and I've been curious as hell to try it.
It makes a great beer.
Yeah.
It might be confirmation bias because I'm like, I spent 8 hours doing this. It better fucking be worth it. But at the same time, end result, always happy with it.
Yeah, it's amazing how you can talk yourself into being the best beer regardless, because we put a lot of work into it, and they do even bad beers can still be good beers. But I mean, I trust your opinion that it's pretty good. And I want to taste one of those triple decoction ones.
I got plenty left. Come over.
So, okay, one question we always love is, what are you guys' homebrew worst nightmares? Like, what is your worst experience?
I mean, I've not run into any bacterial or infected brews yet, but something like that where you go through and you test it after like 7 or 10 days, and then it just is skunked. I've not run into it, but that's probably my biggest fear. I can fix most anything before the fermentation.
Yeah.
But like a bacterial thing.
Yeah, I had one Brett infection, but it was on a barley wine, and it actually turned out fantastic, so I'm not going to complain about that one. My biggest thing is always brew day problems, where as of late, my pump has seized up several times, and it's just like, it's killed me at like the tail end of brewing, where it's like, I'm trying to do whirlpool hops, and I don't have a fucking whirlpool to hop at, so I'm sitting there stirring at it like a maniac, and like, I was like, did I sanitize this? No, I didn't sanitize, whatever, it doesn't matter at this point.
It's gotta go.
But it's always like the one equipment failure where it's like, fucking goddamn it. Like, this is just, it's ruined your day, even though it makes like minimal impact to the beer. But that's always my nightmare, is like just something going wrong and it just doesn't work anymore.
Right on.
I guess that's the benefit of the minimalistic approach, where it's still the gravity without the pumps, which I envy the setup, but at the same time, it's like, if I got to pour something in, I'm pouring something in, at the end of the day.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, hey, both of you guys brewed some really good beer this weekend. We enjoyed it thoroughly, and it's interesting because you guys are both working in those older classic styles where a lot of the time in the past we've just seen IPA after IPA and a lot of fruited goofy shit.
A lot of fruited goofy shit.
Yeah.
A lot of fruit. I feel like the classic styles are going to make a comeback, though. We're going to go full circle, and people are just like, I always joke around and say, like, I love beer-flavored beer. And a lot of people don't know what I mean when I say that, but like,
of the beer I brew, it's like, I just want to taste like a freaking beer.
I just like beer-flavored beer.
And there's a lot of styles out there like that,
Yeah. But yeah, you guys are both doing it pretty well, and best of luck to you in the future. We hope to see you in more competitions and back at this one. But just right now, if you guys want to take the time to promote your social media where everybody can find you, if you have any other events that you know you're going to be at in the future, go on. Now's your time.
I said I'm kind of the introvert type where I really don't have much social media or anything to that effect, but I'm just glad you guys like my beer.
Are you doing any other competitions or anything where people can look for you?
I definitely do more competition.
You're excited for your next one?
Oh yeah, a little bit more planning, more signage, things like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe some music, some lights, some strobe lights or something.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. Hey, it'll make you stand out. So. Yeah. And Tommy, go on ahead.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at 60 South Brewing. It's where I post basically everything. We have a little web shop too now if you want to pick up a t-shirt. I've got my own custom tie-dyed one right now. Competitions, I'm going to be at Oakmont Yacht Club homebrew competition in October.
There you go.
If I pick up anything else along the way, I'll post about it. So, yeah.
Right on. Cool. And if you want to find us on social media, all you have to do is search Hop Nation USA. That'll get you Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you want to listen to brand new episodes of the Hop Nation USA podcast every Friday, as you should, then search Hop Nation USA on your favorite podcatcher, like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Podbean, whatever. We're on all of them. If you're on any of those platforms, leave a 5-star review because
we are a 6 homebrew show, but they only let us judge 5.
And that's a bigger crime than me having to compete with other people. I know who won now, and I lost. I thought I picked a safe category of smoked beers, and there were 2 other smoked beers, and of course I lost to better brewers. Congratulations to Adam Bashline.
I mean, I've been drinking his beer since I got here.
I know. Traitor.
In fairness, yours is really smoky, and I feel like his wasn't smoky at all.
His was
poblano, and that's my favorite pepper.
Yes, his was peppery, and it was very good. But, yes, with that, thanks again to all our guests who have been on the show today.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks to Katie for coming out and helping us pour beers and also be on the show. Thanks to Kelsey for doing that as well. Thanks for Adam, because he bought some ice. That was cool.
I brought ice.
You brought ice too, but...
Adam texted me and told me to bring ice.
Yeah, but Adam bought the first bag.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. But yes, we will be back next week with something new, and we look forward to having you back with us. So, goodbye.
Bye-bye.